There we go, legends. Yes, sounds coming through. Let me just check the YouTube feed. Yeah, it looks like it's all good. Let me know if you can see me properly and if you can hear me, and then we will continue the technical analysis. For now, it looks like price is flying to the upside. Okay, the impulse, the fifth wave to the downside has been invalidated. Right, this scenario that I spoke about in my morning update has been invalidated because price had to reject inside the red box, and it absolutely just smashed the top of the channel. So there's no more fifth wave here to the downside. It doesn't mean that we can't go down. It's just the impulse to the downside has been invalidated. Okay, so this rejection here at the top of the channel that we're currently seeing at the moment, okay, there's a couple of scenarios that are still in play. Sorry guys, English is not my native language, so I still mix up my my E's and R's. Okay, I know if it's more than one, it's R's, and if it's a singular, it's E's, but I still mix them up even when I write my English paragraphs and things like that. Sorry guys, I just need to clear my throat. Let me just put myself on mute so I don't blow a hole in your eardrum. Okay, there we go. Engels is sommer kok. I concur, yes. Oh, I love to speak English. I mean, you know, the universal language is English, and yeah, in the workplaces in South Africa, you have to be able to speak English. Okay, guys, so now this scenario has been invalidated. Okay, this was the most bearish case scenario in the short term, but I was really looking forward to this little fifth wave to play this little retracement three-wave structure back to the upside. Okay, but now price has given me another scenario. This has now been invalidated. So what else is left on the table? Okay, I saw a lot of messages from people saying, Dewald, what now? Okay, when people see a green little candle here to the upside, okay, what now? You know, it's like, what do we do? Do we short? Do we long? Just wait, just be patient, guys. The structure will show you what it wants to do. Okay, so this scenario has now been invalidated. Right, so let's delete the scenario. It's out the window, okay? But what is interesting is this little trend, the top of that channel. Now, this is interesting, okay? For now, we closed a 1 hour body above that trend. Let's see, okay? But it needs to hold this area for continuation to the upside. But I'm going to show you guys what I am looking for inside of this structure before I will even consider a long, okay? Like I mentioned yesterday in my live stream, there was a daily level and a point of control. Yes, somewhere. Yes, in the zone. That's where we got the bounce. Obviously, if you know me by now, I took profits here by the highs. I took more profits here at this pivot, and I'm out the trade. I wish I could say that I still took advantage of this momentum here to the upside, but I was very happy with the profits that I made during that little momentum to the upside, because I was very well aware that we could reject for another fifth wave to the downside. So very happy with this trade. Now, I just have to be patient, because there's always another trade around the corner. Okay, I'm not going to freak out and now FOMO into a trade, and then, you know, if you're longing over here and then it falls down, then what? Then what? Okay, don't FOMO, guys. You need to apply your trading strategy. Okay, I need price to show me the way, and this structure that's potentially going to form over here is going to give me all the information that I need to place either a short or a long. Okay, yes, I have played the Bullish song during the intro, but it's not to say that we can't take this low again. Okay, right, so legends, the scenarios that are still in play. Let's talk about the most bullish case scenario. Okay, since we got this green candle with nice little volume here to the upside, let's talk about the bullish case scenario. In my morning's update, I did say that it doesn't, unfortunately, technically carry the highest probability. But we have to consider it, and that's why I'm still talking about it. If it didn't carry any probability, I would have just not even mentioned it at all. But in the most bullish case scenario, we have to consider that the correction is done. We have an impulse to the upside. It doesn't matter how you want to count this impulse. I see some people have different waves where they're basically counting this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can count this as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have to consider that this could be a bullish structure to the upside. It's not pretty, and this is why I'm not giving it the highest probability, but we need to consider it. Then you have a beautiful three-wave structure. Now, this is a beautiful three-wave structure to the downside. Okay, and it bounced on a nice little bullish target at that daily naked point of control, 786. That's where we got the bounce. If you do not have this Fibonacci level on your Fibonacci, on your Fib tool, I suggest you include it, because look at that beautiful bounce on this Fibonacci level. Okay. And the reason I've included it is from a Elliott wave perspective. The 0.7 is well respected, but also I've seen many bounces take place on that level. Okay, and I haven't seen a lot of traders that actually do include the 0.7 on their Fibonacci. Right, so in this scenario, guys, now this is crazy. Okay, this is absolutely insane. If this is an impulse and this is a completed three-wave structure, you expect upwards momentum surpassing $100,000. Okay, so the minimum target, which is a common third wave target, is you take a fib from the low to the high to the low, you drag it across, and you expect the third wave, one, two, the third wave to at least tap the 1.618 at $104,000. But I'm not just going to FOMO into this trade, guys. Remember what I said. Don't FOMO into any trades. Remember, I'm just a crazy guy on YouTube giving you education and here for entertainment. At the end of the day, you are in control of your own finances. I'm just telling you what I want to see. Okay? When people see a scenario or potential for scenario like this, don't FOMO, guys, because you have massive risk that you're competing with over here. This structure will give me the clue that I need to know whether we are going to get here. So I'm going to go into the smaller time frame and I'm going to show you what I need to see in order to play this move. It's not time, for me at least, it's not time yet. Okay. Because in the most bullish case scenario, you have to form a 5-wave structure. Because remember, each wave has to have 5 waves in it. So you want to see a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Retracement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Retracement. Last 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you want to see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each leg has to have 5 waves inside of it. Okay, so because I know this, I know what I need to look for over here. Right, so now let's zoom into the 15-minute time frame and let's look at this local structure that is formed over here. So I can take these extensions out the way. Okay, so now for the moment, this is a 3-wave structure, which is dangerous. And always, when you have a 3-wave structure to the upside, there's always a chance you're going to claim this low. That's why I'm saying price needs to show me what I want to see. Okay, very important. So let's try and paint this out quickly over here. So if I take let's say I'm not going to go and count this on the 5 1-minute time frame, guys. I know some of you that are very experienced in Elliott wave theory, you're going to tell me, no, you placed the 1 at the wrong place. It doesn't matter. I'm looking at this as, well, what if this is an impulse? That's your correction, maybe an ABC flat, complex sideways correction. And now this is your third wave here to the upside. I still want to see 4 and I still want to see 5. Okay, so in a normal impulse, you can see high amount of volume, which is usually a characteristic of a third wave. So what I would like to see before I even think about a long position is a 1, 2, and I'm not sure where the 3 is going to end. Maybe it ended over here. Maybe it's going to give us another leg here to the upside. We can go and analyze this structure on the 5-minute time frame in a moment. But let's just focus on the 15-minute time frame. So structurally, what I would like to see is a corrective structure, and then another leg to the upside, so that I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I can count a 5-wave structure, I know that it has to retrace itself in a 3-wave structure. That is where I'm interested in a long. Not now, because now it's a 3-wave structure. It's a very dangerous structure at the moment. Only once I see this will I consider a long. Because for the moment it's a 3-wave structure, it could be an A, a B, and a C, which is either done, or maybe it still chops a little bit and then it falls down. And as long as it's a 3-wave structure, there's always a chance you're going to take out the low. This is why you should not FOMO into trades, okay? You need to apply your trading strategy. You need to let price show you the way. The biggest problem that I've seen with many traders, guys, and I always like to drop the educational bombs here. And for those of you that have bought the course and you've gone through the course, I've seen your comments as well. You know exactly what I'm talking about, because I hammer on these points inside of my course as well. So I like to drop a couple of bombs, education bombs during my live stream as well. Okay? If you are... I can with a high level of confidence say, if you are trading every single day, maybe you're even placing 2 or 3 trades a day, I highly doubt that you are consistently profitable. Highly doubt. 99.9% of people that place more than 1 or even 3 trades a day are not profitable traders. You're overtrading. You get lucky sometimes and then you bleed out. And you bleed out, and you bleed out. And then you get lucky, you build up a little bit of capital, and you bleed out, and you bleed out, and you bleed out. Okay, if you apply a proper trading strategy and you trade the 15-minute and the 1-hour time frame, okay, you will be very scared, because this is information that I share inside of my course. You will be very surprised how often you actually need to trade. Right, anyways, guys, that's my little rant for today. So I would like to see this before I will consider a long, because it's going to retrace it. It has to retrace itself at some point. Or there's another bullish case scenario. It's either a 3-wave fall and a 5-wave up again to complete the 5th wave, where I'll be interested in a longing opportunity, or, okay, this little structure, and I'm not going to draw it out with the counts over here, is multiple 1-2s, okay? You basically have multiple 1-2s over here. 1, 2, 1, 2, maybe another 1, 2. I don't know how many 1-2s are in there, but you can see that you have your 1-2s, your nested 1-2s. And now you have your volume here to the upside. So what I would like to see is the following. It needs to 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. I want to see that. If I do not see this, I ain't longing the retracement. And if I do see this, I am longing the retracement, because it could be nested 1-2s and nested 4-5s. It makes a 3-wave corrective structure, and that is your long opportunity to go and claim the high once again. Okay, so now that's the bullish case scenario, guys. So I'm just sharing with you what I would like to see. I would like to see this, exactly what happened here. Okay, do you guys remember this update? This is what I'm looking for. It's never perfect, but 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, highest amount of volume. And then you start with your 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, 4, 5. Okay, can you guys see that? This is what I want to see over here before I will consider a long, which I did, or a short, and maybe another longing opportunity. Okay. For now, the price structure is still in danger of taking the low again. And, okay, so this could be your A. Now, this is the danger. Let's now start talking about bearish case scenarios. Let me do this. Guys, let me do this. Okay, now let's start talking about bearish case scenarios. Right, you have your B. And then from this little pivot, you have your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in a C. And then all hell breaks loose, and this little pump absolutely just falls, and it retraces itself. Okay, so this is now the danger of a three-wave structure, is that this is a very interesting shorting opportunity. Okay, the level that I would prefer to get hit to the upside is the weekly level, which got ever so slightly front-runned. So I am paying attention to this level over here. Also, from a trend-based fib extension perspective, if I take a trend-based fib, just keep it simple from the low to the high to this little pivot over here. Okay, now this is where it gets interesting. You guys can see, okay, where price got rejected. It tapped. Can you see? Okay, let me zoom in so you guys can see. Okay. Price tapped the 1.236 and it got a rejection. Price tapped the 1.382 and it got a rejection. So there's a chance that it could triple top or even quadruple top, or just, you know, one candle. Maybe that 1.618 also looks very interesting because it is a C wave target. All of this is a C wave target as well. So guys, and this is now the danger. It's either a three-wave structure and it falls down because this is a C wave. Okay, A, B, C, three-wave structure. It has a high chance to claim the lows. Or it still rejects here and it creates a 4 and a 5. Another shorting opportunity, but then this becomes a longing opportunity. So I am very interested based on the momentum here to the upside. Okay, I know everyone's bullish. We're going to pump, but I told you guys what I'm looking for, you know, before I will consider any longs. So for now, based on the price action that I see in front of me, I'm very interested in a short in this zone. And remember, I need to see what I need to see in order to place that short. You need to practice your trading strategy. I saw some of the people in our Legends Pro community, they jumped into the short. Okay, protected position, got stopped out at break even. Hopefully you took a little bit of profits. Someone shorted the 1.382, okay, fell to the downside, you protect position. So you can have multiple attempts and you get stopped out at break even. You're not losing any cash, but it is an interesting zone to look for shorts. Okay. Obviously, there's always that scenario, guys. If, it doesn't carry a high probability, but if price just decides to do this, okay, is no trade for me. If I don't see a reaction and I cannot execute the trade with good risk management, I ain't taking the trade. It's exactly what happened here. And I'm sure Andy spoke about this scenario as well. I had a level here that I highlighted to the pro community. Okay, the range low. There was no reaction, no trade. Okay, if you place this trade with limit orders, well, that's your own fault. Okay, because I'm a reactionary trader and 99.9% of my trades are placed with market orders because I need to see the reaction at each level, depending on which strategy I play. Okay, and then the same thing that happened here, we have the range high. Okay, and price absolutely just flew through that level. So both the range low and the range high did not play out. It just waterfalled here to the downside and it shot to the upside. There's no resistance. And usually when price falls and it finds its way back up, it shoots. Okay, you get that volatile price action in this region because there's no price action to slow it down. Okay, there's no real resistance to the upside. Okay, so these are the levels that I'm watching, guys. For the moment, I'm very interested in a short in this zone, depending on the reactions that we get. Because when I look at this local structure, and if I do consider A, B, C, and it is going to fall, okay, at least to come and claim these lows. I'm not saying it has to claim the highs, because in the scenario that I'm going to share with you now, you can fall aggressively to the downside without claiming this low. There's a scenario. Mr. Mark Dutch, welcome in the house. Jeroen, great to see you here. Hal at a poll next. Hell, at a poll next stream. Oof, Dewald behind red lights. Yes, yes. Yes, yeah, we're having a green volume candle to the upside, and Dewald is talking about bearish case scenarios. How dare you? How dare you talk about bearish case scenarios if we have such great momentum to the upside? Guys, I'm a technical trader, okay? And I don't trade with FOMO. In fact, I actually like to trade against sentiment, okay? When people are bullish, you need to be bearish. When people are very extremely bearish, well, look at what we got today. Okay, look at what we got today because the world was bearish. And now we got this nice little green volume here to the upside. You just need to know how to trade it. Okay, and if you're not in a trade, you need to let the price action show you the way. Right, so let's go back here onto the 5-minute time frame. Now, this, guys, this is like real local stuff over here. Loco moco stuff over here. And I have my red light on, so I'm still talking about bearish case scenarios. If there's a chance that price is still going to fall down and eat up these lows, at least these lows, okay? Well, here you have, let's just call this a 1 and a 2, okay? Or this could be 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, nested 1, 2s. Okay, and now I want to see the nested 4 5s here to the upside. So you can see that I'm applying the same principle that I've just shown you in the other scenarios. I want price to chop here, okay? But it needs to find exhaustion in this zone. So it's either nested 1 2s, you have your guard candle here to the upside with a high amount of volume, and now you are moving up with decreasing volume, which shows you that the bulls are losing steam for now. And this is why this becomes an interesting shorting zone for me at the moment. Okay. This could also just be a 1, 2, 3. Okay, maybe this is 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5. And maybe you get another 3 wave, one more leg to the upside to complete your 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then it absolutely tanks here to the downside to come and eat up this low. Right, but still, guys, I can't tell you exactly where to enter. Okay, what I can tell you is that you can take your trading strategy and apply it inside of this zone. Whatever that is, swing failure patterns, moving averages, I don't know what trading strategies, order book, order flow, I don't know what everyone trades over here, but you can apply. If you're looking for a short, well, you need to apply your trading strategy over here. For me, it's the easiest just to play swing failure patterns. Okay, that is basically what I'm seeing here on the price of Bitcoin. Let me go through some more comments. Mr. Staffer One, always appreciate your support, man. Thanks for joining the stream. Mark Dutch, welcome, brother. Great to see you here. Hi, Dewald. Hi, all crypto gardeners. Welcome. Jeroen, I have said hi to you already. Got stopped out from my swing trade in Link with profits. I'm waiting now for a new longing opportunity. That's great. I mean, if you got stopped out with profits, you just wait for a new trading opportunity. Absolute legend. Okay. Is your course an Elliott wave course? No, it covers everything. Okay, it is going to include Elliott wave theory in the master section, which I'm still busy with, but it has a lot of, it basically has everything you need to start trading. Everything that you need to start trading, because when I was successful at trading, I didn't even know Elliott wave theory yet. I knew about Elliott wave theory, but I haven't studied it yet. I didn't understand it yet. And I knew that that was something that I wanted to tackle later once I've mastered my trading strategies. And the 2 trading strategies that I mastered before I even knew how to trade Elliott wave theory was the D-line strategy and swing failure patterns. And that is things that I do teach inside of my course. Okay, so if you open up the first link down in the description. Okay, this course is not bearish, guys. I need to make this green. This course is very bullish. Okay, it teaches you everything that you need to know from a trading perspective. Right, let me do, I'm just trying to see if I have a layout that's just going to look a little bit better. Let me do this. Okay, let me put myself back here on the screen because that block is most probably empty. Let's do this. Okay, and for some, oh, it's because I've got it locked. Guys, you'll see me in a moment. Right, there we go. I'm here. There we go. Okay, so now you can see. If you select the first link here down in the description, okay, my trading course is ready and only available for the first 25 people. I have extended it ever so slightly. There's still a couple of spots open. I might increase the spots to maybe 30, okay, to accommodate a couple of more people, but I have extended the offer ever so slightly due to some people asking me in the chat section. But if you select that link, you will see there's my story, you know, basically what I've been doing my whole life and before I got into trading. And right, here's the course, guys. Those are just some testimonials. Okay, here's the basic section. I go through trading versus investing. What's the difference? Understanding the chart, basic stuff, how to just get to know the chart. Trading view, I explain everything that you need to know about trading view. Okay, how to use exchanges properly. Support, resistance, volume. Risk management and psychology, most probably the most important module inside of this entire trading course. I'm going to do another one, which I'm going to put in the master section, which is going to go into a lot more detail. Okay, and it's going to be called Your Relationship with Money. Then I've got the intermediate section, market structures, patterns, okay, which I don't trade, but I have included it just to make you aware that patterns do exist. Fibonacci, one of my favorites. You guys know, time fib. Trend-based fib, trend extension, I go through all of it in detail. Daily, weekly levels, naked point of controls, and yeah, I've got basic Elliott wave theory. I only go through the basics, yeah, in the intermediate section. Then in advanced, introduction to trading strategies. This is where I now start to show you how to use the trading strategies. Swing failure patterns, harmonic patterns, D-line strategy on steroids. How do I combine my trading strategies for that ultimate trading scenario? How to backtest your strategies. In the master section, I'm going to put in cumulative volume delta, okay? How to journal your trades, and there's a couple of more modules that I didn't have space here, but there's about another 3-4 modules that will be included here, including advanced Elliott wave theory that will be included in the master section. So you can see that this course gives you everything that you need. Okay, right, and if you want to take advantage of this offer that's not going to last very long, guys, limited seats, okay, this is where you go and buy the course. And right, so first link down in the description. Also, some people have asked me, Dewald, how do you trade on Valto? So I think the best way for me to do this is I'm going to make a little bit of a tutorial. I am still testing out the exchange. So far, so good. I haven't experienced any slippage. Just want to see something here. All my limit orders, all my SLs, TPs, everything has been kicking in. I've been trading with only a small amount of money here just to test it out. I've told everyone that I'm testing it out. I will see how it goes, but I do plan to move a large amount of funds into this account because this is my personal preference, I really enjoy the privacy that a DEX offers, that a centralized exchange will not offer. Okay, privacy is very important to me, and I'm testing it out. Link is down in the description. Okay, Valto, decentralized exchange, which basically means, okay, it's private. I can't use a lot of words because of YouTube and I don't want to get a strike, but it's private, guys. It's private, okay? And this is why I'm testing out this exchange. And the reason I've chosen this exchange is because I know the team. I know the CEO. I know the development team. I have a good relationship with them. I trust them. And this is why I'm testing out this exchange because, you know, it's nice to know that I can pick up the phone if something goes wrong and just sort it out over the phone. And this is why I'm also presenting it here to the community because, you know, if there's issues, I can just pick up the phone and speak to the CEO. Say, hey, you need to sort this out. Okay. Right. Let me go back here onto my normal face. There we go. Dewald is the best. His technical analysis always spot on. Thank you so much. I mean, I don't always get it right, guys, but you know, the one thing that I do get right, and Andy, the one thing that we both get right is risk management. Because it's not about how good your technical analysis is. It's about how well you can manage your risk. That's what keeps you profitable. Okay. Dewald is the best. Sir, I know you don't analyze gold, but what are your thoughts on investing in gold for the long term? Okay, I'll share with you my personal view. Gold has already shot up to Valhalla. Okay? Me personally, I don't care what asset it is. I don't care if it's gold, silver, S&P 500, Bitcoin. When something has already gone into euphoria mode, it's not the time to buy for me personally. I want to see a pullback. I want to see fear. I want people that's bought gold to go, oh shit, I've made a mistake. Why did I buy gold? Once I hear that sentiment, or I see that sentiment from a fear and greed perspective, so gold for me needs to go back into extreme fear. That is when I will buy gold, not now. You're too late. For me, I'm too late to that party. I'm not going to go and buy gold now for the long term. I would rather wait for extreme fear, because that's the right time to buy. Okay. And it's kind of the zone that Bitcoin is in at the moment. Bitcoin is at the moment is in extreme fear. It's for me, it's way better investment to invest in an asset that's in extreme fear than to invest in an asset that's in euphoria at the moment. Because that's usually where the whale starts taking profit. They take profit into the greed, okay? And they buy into the fear. So for me personally, I'm not interested in buying gold right now. I do have physical gold, or but it's not the time to buy for me, okay? You make your own trading decisions. If you're buying for extreme long-term, 20, 30, 40 years, then by all means, it doesn't matter where you buy it. Eventually, it's going to go up again, okay? Just be careful not to buy the tops, because it's going to take a long time, especially if gold goes into a bear market. It's going to be a long time before it hits that top again. Right. I'm so glad to be done and out of crypto, unregulated dog crap. I'm sticking to the NASDAQ. Yes, I mean, you need to do you at the end of the day. I just love to trade Bitcoin because I've learned its personality, and I can enter these trades with good risk management. Okay, but the strategies that I teach inside of my course, you can apply on any commodity or asset. It works everywhere. Okay. Right, legends. That's basically what I wanted to discuss over here. Dewald is also sponsored by Adidas. Oh, you see my little logo over here. I just love the shirt, okay? The clothes last very long. I love to wear something that I don't have to buy a new one every week because it shrinks in the washing machine. The price also touched the 50% of the parallel channel on the higher time frame. Sensei Dewald, on the higher time frame? Let's go check it out. Let's go to this one. Whoa, 80%. I already bought this, guys. I can't buy it again. Okay, if it's not Black Friday, then it's Cyber Monday. I already bought this. I think I have over 600 days subscription, so I'm not going to buy anymore. Ooh, I see what you mean. I see what you mean. So in this scenario, guys, unfortunately, the scenario is still valid, and I know everyone has turned extremely bullish at the moment, but in this scenario, okay, I see. Okay, that's where price is rejecting at the moment, or getting a reaction at least. Okay, but there's still two scenarios that I wanted to go through. I'm not done, guys. I'm not done. Let's go back here onto the 1 hour time frame. Okay, and let's just look at this little structure. So I don't think I actually shared it here, but I did share it in this morning's update. These two scenarios are still valid, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, in this scenario, if price takes the high, then the scenario is invalidated. It's not allowed to take this little move up, should not take the high of W. Okay, so in this scenario, what you would like to see is a three-wave structure up. Okay, and then it's either going to form a triangle, which is the lowest probable scenario, but it can happen, where it goes down, it does not take the low. It goes up, it does not take the high. Down, up, and then it falls to the downside and claims the low. Okay, so this is the danger of a three-wave structure. If the structure forms a bigger 4 and a 5, now you have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, hopefully even claiming the high. Now that retracement is going to look interesting because it's going to invalidate this scenario. So this is the last scenario that I wanted to share, is to say that, well, in a three-wave W, a three-wave X, there's a possibility, okay, that you can form a triangle in a Y wave, okay, and you fall down, or it creates a flat in the orange scenario. So you have your three-wave up, you fall down, you claim the low, you go back up, you claim the high, and then bam, you fall to the downside. And this one actually carries higher probability than a triangle. And the reason it carries higher probability is because it plays out more often. Okay, this is why I'm interested in shorts in this zone, because there's a chance it could claim the low. And this is where I will be interested in longs, okay, because there's a chance it can claim the high. You play the short, you play the long, you play the short. But I need price to show me the way. Okay. You can practice your trading strategy. So this scenario has still not been invalidated. I know that I've spoken about the most bullish case scenario. I've shown you what I'm looking for. But in this scenario, you basically want price to start topping out here. You want price to start topping out and start falling down. Okay. And then you want price to go back up. And then you want price to fall again. And, you know, if it takes the high, then I'm going to know it's a flat. Play the SFP over there. If it does this, the triangle, then I'm going to be looking for a short at the D point. Okay, because then you're basically forming an A, B, C, D, E. But I want to see two pivots, one pivot, and then that is an interesting shorting opportunity. So there's still a lot that needs to happen over here. But I mean, there's a good chance that this scenario could be invalidated. Okay, if price continues here to the upside, well, then obviously I'm going to throw the scenario out the window. But for now, while it's not invalidated, I have to consider it. WXY makes sense if you look at BTC during December 6. Yeah, I mean, dare I say, guys, dare I say, for me, this is my favorite scenario at the moment. I don't know if it's going to play out, but I know how to trade it. And if I'm wrong, how little can I lose? If not at all. Can I protect position? Can I put my stop loss at my break even as quickly as possible? You know, so even if a scenario doesn't play out, it's about how little you can lose. Because this scenario is still in play, guys. It can still play out, okay? And because and the reason this Y does not have to take the high of W. Because if you take a fib, and this is what I highlighted this morning as well. Okay, the X wave tapped the 0.78, the 0.7, sorry, the 0.7. And usually when your X wave taps the 0.7 fib, it increases the probabilities that your Y wave is either going to form a triangle or a flat and then fall down. But basically what you want to see is price needs to extend the range and not take the high and then fall down. And basically you form a three-wave structure and you fall down. Okay, but I mean, there's still a couple of days, I think, maybe a week or so that needs to play out. Because at this D point, we're looking at 7 December already. So today we are at the 2nd. And so still another 5 days. 4 days, okay, for the scenario to play out. Right, legends, thank you so much for joining the stream. I wanted to do a small little update here just to make sure that you guys are updated, because I saw all the comments pouring in when we had this green dildo here to the upside. And for those of you guys, for the first 100 people, okay, if you deposit $20 in Bluffin, you open up account today, you deposit $20, they will give you an additional $20, 100%. If you lose $50 during a trade, they will give you the $50 back in a voucher to trade with. Okay, so you basically get one reset button. If you lose $50, you can trade again. So Bluffin is really pulling out the stops over here. 100% cash back on your loss, up to $50. If you deposit $20, you get another $20 to trade with. And also, the more you trade, the more money gets airdropped into your account. So Bluffin pulling out all the stops over here. Link is down in the description. Okay, Bluffin. There we go. Bluffin, link down in the description. I've got weeks, guys, and I use each exchange for a different purpose. This is my larger portfolio at the moment. This is my scalping portfolio because the fees are very cheap. You only get the fees by using this link. BTCC, I can trade gold, silver, commodities. Valto, decentralized exchange. My plan is to move some of my larger funds into that exchange after I've tested it out. Okay, thank you so much for joining the live stream. Hope you have an awesome evening, afternoon, morning. Until the next one, cheers for now.